All right, my next guest is a UFC middleweight, is coming off a huge win over Karl Roberson and will now face Puna Soriano on July the 24th. Brendan Allen's back on the show. Brendan, how are you?
I'm good, buddy. How are you doing?
I'm good. And as I was saying before we went live, congratulations on your most recent win. Big win over a tough guy in Karl Roberson. Is that how you pretty much saw the fight going?
Thank you. Honestly, I didn't have any expectations. I was just coming in to win the fight. I didn't really care how, but obviously, I'm always trying to finish. Obviously, I probably didn't think it was going to be a leg lock or anything of that sort, but it was. It happened, and pretty happy with it.
Was there anything? I mean, I know the fight was short. It only was in the first round there, but was there anything that he did or didn't do that maybe surprised you or took you off guard there in the first round?
Not really. I figured he would switch stances. Maybe switched a little bit, like more times than I thought, but everything was pretty on point to what I expected and what I saw in his tape. Yeah, it was pretty much what I expected, to be honest with you.
Must be a really good feeling for you to get back to your winning ways. How good was that just for your confidence? I mean, I know you got a ton of it anyways, but just to get back in that win column and get towards the top 15, which is, I know, your initial goal.
It was all right. My confidence is still high. I just got caught on the loss. It is what it is. We'll see him. We'll see him very soon. It's coming. He doesn't want it. I think we both know why, but confidence is high. I don't know. It doesn't really feel any different. I know I'm supposed to go out there and win. I know I'm better than the guys that I'm fighting. So at least at this point in my career, I know I'm better than these guys. So it's what I expect from myself.
Did you get a chance to go out and celebrate afterwards, or did you just get right back to your wife and a beautiful little daughter?
No, I just went. I literally drove straight home from Jacksonville to where I live in Louisiana, and just hit a little 8 hour, 8.5 hour drive home, and was there before they woke up the next morning.
How difficult is that for you to be away from them as long as you have to be for camp to get ready for these fights? Because I know how much of a family man you are. I mean, you constantly posting about your beautiful little girl and your wife Suzette. Like, how difficult is that for you for that balance?
It's super hard. I'm trying to get things in line now to where they could start coming with me and things like that. But it's also helpful that I have my friend Tuco and his wife Ine and their kids, and then they let me stay at their house and basically part of their family, and super nice to just be a part of that and have that atmosphere as well. So it sucks. It's extremely hard being away from my baby and my wife and my family, but it's also nice on the flip side of things to have someone to share the time with, to help the time go by faster, and who's also a family man and has his family and has the same views and outlooks as I do.
What is dad like life like for you now, man? I mean, she just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Are you adjusting nice as she keeps growing?
I think so. I don't know. I kind of had a little practice with my niece when she was little and seeing her and watching her, and it just kind of reinforces the facts of how fast things happen. Just looking at my niece and seeing how she's 10 years old, about to be 11, and I remember it feels like she was just born yesterday. And now my daughter's 1.5, and I got another one on the way, and it just happens so fast. And I'm just trying to do what I can do to provide the life for them, but also still be there. But I also know shorting our fighting is a short period. It's temporary, so hopefully, well, no doubt I'll be out of fighting before she's around 10 years old. So, but hopefully sooner than that. I don't want to miss too many things, and I want her to know me. I want to be involved in every step of the way. So, just trying to make the run while I can, make as much as I can, and get out.
Well, congratulations on the soon-to-be new addition to the family. Is there a date yet for when the expected birth will be?
Yeah, it's like November 13th right now. So yeah, another
So
November. But
So I'm sure you're planning ahead of time as far as, how many fights you can get in this year and when the next one will be and all of that. Is that something that you're pretty much trying to like tailor in to your camps here moving forward in 2021?
Yeah, I mean, last year was such a weird scenario, the way it fell out and how fights were just popping up and you could jump in and take in all those fights like what Kevin did. Able to fight those 5 times. It's just kind of harder now because now everyone wants to fight and they're owed fights, so they're in line first. And it's really only going to be 3 fights a year. So for me, like, that's all I was doing before. But this year I come in and I was wanting to fight like 4 or 5, but it's at this point it's not going to happen because super short notice fights I can't take. I'm not going to make 85 on super short notice, and they got other guys that will. So why do a catch weight? And my baby will be born. I have this one July, so I'm just trying to get in their ears to let me fight again in October, and then be done till who knows, March time frame of next year.
Yeah, that'll give you a little time to spend some quality time with the family, which is well deserved. I did want to ask you too. I saw on your Instagram you posted a vehicle of I believe it's a new car of the white Dodge that you have. Is that new? And I wanted to ask how fast have you got that thing going?
My Hellcat, my family got it. Like we traded in my old one, and my family kind of got it for me as a gift last April, and then 160.
You said 165.
163, and I let it off.
Wow. Wow. Okay, that's got to be quite an adrenaline rush. Can you compare that to stepping inside the octagon? Is it comparable at all?
I don't feel it is. Um, I don't know. I like cars. I'm a huge car guy. I like American muscle, but I also haven't driven any exotics. So, but I got there's a guy in Pennsylvania. He's got a YouTube channel. His real name's Mike, but they know him as Street Speed 717. And being as my friend and his family have property and house up there, we're supposed to go up there. Hopefully after the fight, and hopefully get to drive some of his exotics and riding some of his his Lamborghini and whatever else he has at the time. He's always got a crazy new car, so
Yeah.
that'll be an exotic or a hypercar per se. But I just love cars. I'm thinking the cars, whether I'm learning or about like new exotics or trying to give it, or people ask me for advice on like Dodges. I know a good bit about Dodges, like the Hellcat platforms and stuff like that. So I don't know. It's just an interest of mine. Very expensive hobby.
Yeah, no doubt. I don't think I told you this before, but when I lived out on the West Coast in California, I managed a valet lot in Malibu. So I've driven everything. I've driven Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Bentleys, you name it, and I've driven it. I haven't driven it very far, like around a parking lot, but still, it's quite an experience getting behind the wheel of those vehicles. They're unreal how fast they are. You touch it and you're gone.
I know. I just want to feel like the difference in like a foreign car, just feel like I've driven a Porsche, my friend's Porsche, but it wasn't supercharged or that, so it's just a normal. But it was still nice, luxurious. My friend just got an Audi, so I rode in that. I think down the way, my next car will probably be like an Audi or something for like an everyday. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll soup that up a little bit whenever I make some money.
Very good. Well, very nice hobby to have. Clearly, you're in South Florida right now. Getting ready for this upcoming fight at training camp at Sanford. How has that been thus far?
It's good, man. It's good getting back. I was only gone a month. Got back, got right to work. Starting to be smarter about things as I continue to grow and learn myself and learn my body. So just getting back in the rhythm of things. I usually like to jump right into it, but kind of took a week to just kind of introduce, and now it's fully back in the rhythm and feel good. Great training partners, getting back in the rhythm and sharpening up a couple things, adding a couple things, and see what shows on fight night.
Have you been working with anybody specific for this camp? Like, who have those training partners been? Have they differed at all?
Yeah, a little bit. So many guys have been in and out and doing their own thing, and so many guys fighting and stuff like that. So, Mainly so far I've been with my boy Phil Hawes and Impa Kasaganai, and Ungla was back this week. I work with my boy Tuco. Who else have I been with? Just trying to keep that body type. But I think so far mostly those three is who I've been keeping it with the most, just because they have the kind of similar body type. I feel like maybe Impa's faster because he's smaller, got very fast twitch muscles. So is Phil. Probably think Phil's a little bit stronger. So just a mixture of everything. I have guys that'll go southpaw, guys that hit hard, guys that are good from southpaw like Ungla. So just kind of get a little bit of everything and stick with what I need to do and just get used to for me, it's just getting used to the body type because everyone can throw overhand. We have guys that can wrestle. So, I can get those everywhere else. But for me, it's just getting used to the body type and doing what I need to do.
Yeah, makes sense. Well, some great training partners to have right there. I also wanted to ask you about Michael Chandler. I'm a big fan of his, been for a while now. That loss to Charles Oliveira is not what you guys all at Sanford wanted. How's his spirits right now? He seems like he's a pretty positive guy, and he's just going to bounce right back.
Yeah, I think he's good. He hasn't been here. I think he's back home in Nashville, I think is where he lives. So he's there, but from all the things that I've seen, I think he's doing pretty well. He seems like a very mentally strong person and has a good outlook.
UFC 263, Brendan, is this weekend in it's not in Las Vegas. It's in Arizona, Glendale, Arizona. I want to get some picks, man. A couple of title fights, main and co-main event, and then Nate Diaz and Leon Edwards are fighting in the first ever 5-round fight that is not a main event and not a title fight. Who do you think you're going to win those three fights?
I'm going to go with Edwards, Figueroa, or however you say his name, and Izzy. All day. I think Izzy's going to smash Vittori.
All right, Puna Soriano, he's 8-0. He's coming off 2 round 1 finishes. I saw in a previous interview you said that you feel like he hasn't fought anybody on your level. When you look at this matchup stylistically, do you just feel like you're more of a veteran, you're just more well-rounded, you're just going to be able to impose your will?
I mean, I think I'm better than him everywhere. Anyone can knock someone out. Obviously, he's done it, so it only takes a couple pounds of pressure. He throws the left hand hard, but what happens when he can't finish you? He tanks or he goes to a decision, but what other tools are in the bag? Who's he fought that made him pull out those other tools? These are all questions. Obviously, no one has those answers really yet, but I think I'll give everyone those answers. They might not like the answers, but it is what it is. He hasn't fought anyone like me. He hasn't fought anyone with my style, my tools. My toolbox is just way bigger than his. He just has to hope that he hits me with an overhand or a hook, like whatever. He has to hit me with something to put me out. Other than that, he's not gonna beat me. But a mouth can say anything. So I'm still gonna go in there and I'm gonna prove that July 24th. I'm gonna prove and put on just a performance and get a win. I don't care how I do it. I'm just have no expectations. I'm just gonna go out there and do what I need to do and get the job done.
You said in the past that you feel like people sleep on your striking, and clearly you have some elite striking. Do you feel like this is a fight where maybe you could showcase that more?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the last fight, I finally felt like myself and was able to fight how I know I could fight. And he's one of the best strikers in the division, and he only hit me like a total of 3 times, 2 jabs and a left hand. So I feel like I beat him striking. I beat him on the ground, even though the striking was very limited. I don't really care anymore. I don't really care what people say. Only thing that matters is when that check hits my bank account, after the fight. That's the only thing that matters to me. So I'm going to go out there and I'm going to beat him up and bring back some money for my girls and move on to the next one.
What's your official prediction? How do you get the job done?
Honestly, I don't even know, man. I'm just going to go out there and see what happens. I'm going to put it all together just like last time and get my head in the game and just beat him everywhere. That's my goal, is just to beat him everywhere and dominate him and show him that, he thinks it's his time, but it's not his time. There's levels to this, and I'm going to show that there's levels to this, and I'm far superior than him.
You said earlier that the next time we can see you in the octagon will be October. I know you're not looking past Soriano right now, but is there someone in particular that you'd like to get in there with next?
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping for October. I mean, I got to win here, and hopefully, they'll grant me that almost wish, I guess you could say, but or that request. But of course, I want to fight Strickland. That's the only name that comes to mind anytime someone asks me something. I just want to really hurt him. So um, that's the only reason I need his head, and there's kind of a bounty on his head. So no matter what people say, it's neither here or there. No matter what he says, he knows the truth. That's why he's steady. He just runs his mouth in front of a camera. But like fight week, he didn't say nothing. After he sent me a nice message after we fought, and didn't talk shit till here recently. So, and then after the fight, said some little subjective things. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like he's a bitch. He's just more. Oh man, he runs his mouth in front of a camera. But I've never seen or heard of anything said in person, and he just does whatever he can to duck the fight, but it's okay. It is what it is. I'll see him eventually, and we'll see what happens.
Do you think he gets beat by Uriah, or do you feel like he's going to win that one?
I feel like if we get the Uriah that's on point, I feel like Uriah will starch him. But you never know. Sometimes we've seen in the past that Uriah, may not show up or has some personal things going on. But from an outsider's perspective, it seems like he has all those things cleared up, and I think we'll see an on point Uriah. But like I said, it just depends on what him shows up. But I hope obviously the best him shows up.
Okay, good enough. Well, again, Brendan, always a pleasure to talk to you. UFC Vegas 32, July 24th, Brendan Allen, Puna Soriano, UFC middleweight bout. Before I let you go, man, if you have anyone you want to thank, the floor is yours.
Yeah, man, thanks for having me. Appreciate it as always. Want to thank Sanford MMA and all my training partners and coaches, Henry Hooft, Greg Jones, Jason Stroud, Kami Barazani, and, Nick Lynch. We got him now. We got just such a great room and such a great team, and can't be more thankful. And then Carrey Construction, West Works, a couple DTL Injury Law, just all great people that helped me so much, and I appreciate all my fans and supporters and everyone that helps me, and of course my family. Without them, it doesn't really mean nothing.